Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in to the No Lie Zone, the somewhat sad zone that is presented by Underdog Fantasy. Download the app today and use the promo code NLZ to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That is promo code NLZ with our new great friends over at Underdog Fantasy. And man, what was an epic run, an epic season has come to a close in a very unfortunate way. How you feeling, Aqib?
Man, it is what it is. It was a great season, you know what I'm saying? We wish we could have had our starting quarterback in the AFC chip. We didn't. Our defense came out and dominated, in my opinion. And we were just a little short-handed, you know what I'm saying? We was a little short-handed, so we came up short.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's easy to kind of look at all the different things in the game and evaluate this and evaluate that, but man, I find myself being a lot more sad about Bo's injury than I am about
Right.
the actual way the game played out. We kind of all had that sinking feeling in our stomach when we heard the news. We did our best to
Yeah.
push it down and try to rally around Stiddy,
Try
but
to try to mentally prepare ourselves for this shit, right? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We could do it. Stiddy can do it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Stiddy the backup, man. If he was Bo, he'd be the starter, right? You know what I'm saying?
facts.
So at the end of the day, we knew we had a backup, man. We had to be glass half full. And I think the whole city of Denver did a great job getting behind Stiddy and having him ready to go.
Absolutely. Let's get well. Actually, while we're talking about quarterbacks, let's talk about this. Do you think Bo Nix was the biggest winner coming out of this game in terms of obviously the Patriots won the game, but just in terms of
Right.
his appreciation across the league, people within Broncos country, everyone kind of realizing just how important he was, and he's not some like Sean Payton merchant. Like Bo Nix is the real deal.
Yeah, I definitely think his absence was definitely recognized around the world. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you thought of him before, you changed your opinion after that Bills game, and then when he wasn't there, you changed your opinion again. You seen the difference between our offense when he was there, when he wasn't there. So Bo was the biggest winner, man. Yeah, you hit it on the head. Bo was the biggest winner from Sunday.
Yeah, and like it reminds me of when Peyton Manning was out for the Colts for that year before he came to the Broncos and they won like 2 games or
Right,
whatever, and people were saying like you should make him the MVP again even though he didn't play because it showed how valuable he was. And
right,
I think that Bo's value, even just seeing, Drake May ended up being the, I guess, most efficient player of the day with his legs. Like he runs for 65 yards. He's basically the only person in the entire game who put up a decent yards per carry, yards per catch, whatever you want to call it. And you
right.
just imagine that Bo would have been able to do some stuff and make some plays with his legs in that weather as well.
Oh man, it was a few lanes late. I went back and watched a couple of times. It was a few lanes late where he kind of just hung in there, threw it away. Bo would have been gone. In this type of weather, you would have had to account for Bo. You know what I'm saying? It would have been damn near his first read was drop back, look here, maybe pump and go. That's what Drake May really turned to. He like, I can't throw in this shit. Let me just run, man. And our D line could have did a little bit better, man. One or two times Zach Allen kind of picked a side where he should have just two gapped it. The D end's gonna make him run, just two gap it, come off, get a sack. And that's what Zach been doing all year. But it was two times in the whole game, man. So it's not like he played a bad game.
No.
But two times in the game, he picked a side. We let May get up out of there, man. And that was two of the bigger plays of the game.
Yeah, it's wild in a game like that how tight the margins are, and I just have to imagine um, those defenders were kind of feeling like we got to create points. Like it doesn't feel like it's
Mm-hmm.
happening on the other side. So we got to try and make something happen. And maybe that did cause them to, play. I don't want to say out of character, but try a little bit of hero
Right.
ball, trying to say like, if I can get a strip sack down here, then that's how we're going to score and win this football game.
Yeah, definitely. That situation presents itself when you start pressing like that. When you see the offense not really doing nothing, sometimes you try to do more, and that may have well been the case. You know what I'm saying on Sunday, because you see the opposing defense, shit, they created a turnover and got points. Like we gotta create some type of points. So that definitely can happen.
I'm curious how you would feel kind of as a member of that defense after putting on what I think was a heroic performance from them. You know, 86 passing yards for Drake May. Ramondre Stevenson averages a little over 2 yards per carry. I mean, they gave up almost nothing and come out on the wrong side of it. How would that feel?
Hey man, if you do your job, man, it always feel good. Even when you lose, sometimes you come out like, damn, we played a good ass game. If only this could have happened, we may have won the game. So hey, it's I'm a glass half full guy, RK. I come out the game like shit. We did everything we could do besides get a turnover, man. We'd have got a takeaway. We probably could have won that game. But if I was on that defense, I wouldn't feel bad about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine them thinking like, oh, if we could have made this play or could have made that play, but man, it's just like if the offense could have made one more play, if one of the
Right.
two field goals goes between the uprights, like those, I just feel
Hmm.
bad for them because it's like, man, they gave them chance after chance after chance, and it ended up being a crazy situation where it was like anytime you got the ball, basically inside the 40 of your own side, it was like, yeah, probably not going to be able to drive the length of the field, especially once that weather came in. So it was just like they, they
Right.
just it was such a field position battle.
It was, man, and shit, we really won that battle for real. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, man. We it was hard to kick in the snow. It was hard to do anything in the snow, but one of those field goals, man, we'd have been in the door. So, hey, man, you win some, you lose some. At the end of the day, amazing season by Sean, Vance, Bo, the guys, man. It was an amazing season by them boys. A lot of doubters. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you they won't be doubting us next year how they did coming into this year.
I hope they do, but you're probably right. Um, I got to ask you about the thing that everyone's talking about after this game, and that's the 4th and 1 decision. What's your perspective on that? What did you think in the moment?
I definitely was at home like, take these points, Sean. Shit, we gotta take these points, baby. Just you know what I'm saying? That's just me. I'm not a real go for it on fourth. This first quarter, like I if I'm a head coach, I'm leaving no points on the board. I'm only going for it on fourth when I fucking got to. Like, all right, I'm not gonna get the ball back. It's fourth down. We down 4 points. I gotta go for it right here. That's the only time I'm going for it. I ain't riding with no analytics. I'm riding with my football mind, and that's get all the points that I can get, especially when I got the best defense in the league. Take them.
Yeah, I also in the moment was saying take the points, and I admittedly am more of an offensive guy, more of a go for it guy. But in that moment, I was saying take the points because I just felt the way that that game was starting to take shape. It felt like, hey, if you can get a 2 possession lead, like it's hard to imagine them getting many more scoring opportunities than that. I think it also there's a lot of different ways you could imagine, like maybe with a little larger cushion, Stiddy doesn't press a little bit and end up making that turnover in their own side. Um, but I will say, in the couple days since the game, I thought to myself, maybe Sean Payton in that moment thought 14 points is enough to win this football game, and I don't know if we're ever going to get this
Of
close to
course.
scoring a touchdown again.
And you can see where Sean came from. Like shit, we just went down and scored a touchdown. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got the momentum. We driving again right now. If he scored his touchdown, we may be on our way to a route. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? the thing might get super loud. Maybe he knew the storm was coming. We're not gonna be able to do shit once this badass storm come. If we gonna get 2 touchdowns, man, we gotta get it right now. So you could look at it from either side, man. You could look at it from either side. I definitely see where Sean was coming from, but hey, it didn't work. People gonna say what they say. It is what it is.
Facts. Of course, though, anytime a team loses a big game, everyone needs to point a finger at someone. And so Sean Payton has taken a
Right.
lot of heat around here this week. And I feel like people are starting to like lose their minds a little bit. We're seeing, Sean should be fired. We're seeing Sean should
Wow.
give up play calling and promote Davis Webb and let him call the play so we don't lose him to somewhere else. I I, I know it's frustrating to lose. Nobody wants to lose, but we got to keep our heads a little bit around here. Sean Payton has made the Broncos better every single year since he got here.
Yeah, man. The job that Sean has done is legendary, man. You come in and turn that around to this that fast with second year quarterback, man, is second to none, man. Like only thing more that you can ask for was a Super Bowl appearance, you know what I'm saying? And a Super Bowl win. But like it's like Super Bowl win, Super Bowl appearance, AFC chip appearance. Like he got all the way up to here, you know what I'm saying? The third from the last
Yeah.
from the top. Like, you know what I'm saying? He did as much as he can do, man. That's what we was, 15-4, like 15-4. We won 11 straight. Come on, man. It's an excellent coaching job from Sean, if you ask me.
Of course. And I think, as much as everyone loves Bo, Sean deserves a lot of credit there as well. For one, stamping it and saying, like, I don't care that this is the 6th quarterback going in the first round in the top 12 picks. This is my guy. I like him. Bring him to me. Watch what I do with him. Like, that
Right.
alone is enough for Sean Payton to have a pretty ironclad legacy here in Denver. If Bo's career continues to go the way that it has started. So I think everyone needs to relax and have some perspective about what Sean has brought us.
Yeah, the fans gonna go in panic mode. That's that Monday, Tuesday wake up. You know what I'm saying? They just in panic mode, man. Everybody relax. Sean gonna bring a Lombardi to Denver soon. You see what he doing, man. It's second to none, man. I've seen a lot of great coaching jobs. This is right up there with any of them.
Before we move on, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Football's biggest game is right around the corner, and you can get in on all the action with Underdog. And if you're not on Underdog yet, which I know a lot of you guys who watch this show joined up last weekend, so I can't thank you guys enough for supporting our sponsors, because that supports us and supports the future of this show that we love doing. So if you're not on Underdog yet, get over there and use the code NLZ to unlock $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 entry. I had some success at Underdog this weekend, despite the Broncos loss. I needed a catch from Marvin Mims in the first quarter, a catch from Evan Ingram in the first quarter. I need Stiddy to have higher than 9.5 rush yards, and I needed Drake May to have lower than 223.5 passing yards. I got it all. Cashed in. So, no Broncos game this week, but if you want to get in tonight, I've got a little Nuggets play for you guys. We got Jamal Murray higher than 27.5 points tonight. We got Cade Cunningham higher than 23.5 points tonight. We got Spencer Jones higher than 6.5 points, and Jonas Valanciunas higher than 8.5 rebounds. Get over to our friends at Underdog Fantasy. You can ride with me. You can create your own play, but make sure you use that code NLZ to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That is promo code NLZ with our friends over at Underdog. All right, let's do a little recap of the season, big picture, look back at some of the fun things that happened, reward some of the big plays, big players that made this season so great. But first, I just want to make sure we're on the same page here, Aqib. This season was a success, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh man, we lost in the AFC Championship game without our starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So by far a success, man. If if we would have told Broncos country at the beginning of the season, look, we ain't gonna win the chip, but we gonna go to the AFC Championship game. We gonna end our season 15-4. Will y'all take that? Everybody, hey, fuck it, we'll take that. We'll take that. Everybody would have took that, even though it's not a chip for this year. It's like Sean's second year with Bo. I know it's his third year with the team, but it's like really his second year. You know what I'm saying, with this squad. Everybody would have took that. So I mean, it's definitely a success if you ask me.
Yeah, and you really do have to remember like how we felt after last year. Obviously, making the playoffs with the first year quarterback was exciting. It didn't end the way we wanted to, and I even remember like in training camps when people being like, "Man, I don't know, Bo doesn't look so great. Like he's kind of struggling." And so back
Right.
then, if you would have said like, "No, the Broncos win the AFC West, they dominate, they get the number one seed. No one has any questions remaining about Bo. He wins a playoff game against Josh Allen." Like all of that stuff. Even if you would have told me before the season that Bo's healthy in the AFC Championship and we lose, I would have taken it. But now we get to, uh, unfortunately, kind of live in this fantasy world of what would have happened if he was out there. But Bo won his last football game and it was a playoff game. So yeah, I
Right.
think we're on the same
And
page.
he
All right.
outdoed Josh Allen. That's the defending MVP. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was great. It was a great movie, man. You can make a movie about that season, man. You know what I'm saying? And the next movie, we would be trying to win the chip. You know what I'm saying? But this movie, it's a great show.
All right. What do you got for your game of the year when you look back on this season? What will be the one that stands out to you of like, wow, that was a game?
Uh, I would probably go the Cowboys game. You know what I'm saying? I would go the Cowboys game because it was probably our best all around performance. You know what I'm saying? Bo threw 4 touchdowns, looked amazing. That's probably top three, 2, 3 of his games. You know what I'm saying? So he looked amazing. Defense, we came and shut down a high powered offense, gave Dak like 180, no touchdowns, had 2 interceptions. It was I think Mims might have ran some on special teams even. Like I think he had a good return that game. So it was just our best overall game against a hot opponent coming in. Uh, I love that Cowboys game, man. We blew them out. We held CD and George Pickens to way under their average. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great day on offense, great day on defense. Probably our best all around game.
Yeah, that was, and people forget that Pat Surtain got injured in the first quarter of that game, and they still
Hmm.
contained CD and George Pickens with Chris Abrams drain and Riley Moss and Jaquan, um,
Hmm.
and Jade. So I have two, and the obvious one would be the Bills game. I mean, that win, the 26 minutes of joy we had after it, thinking that we are going to go win the
Right.
Super Bowl was special.
See, I didn't before you go to RKC, I didn't pick Buffalo, but just because I feel like our defense, we had 5 takeaways, but we gave up a lot of yards. Our defense probably would want to play better, even though we had 5 takeaways. They would want to play better that game. So that's why I didn't pick Buffalo.
On brand for you. Um, The one though that if I think about like when I remember this season, especially in the regular season, I will go back to that Giants game.
Yeah.
Just one of the most insane football games I've ever personally watched. The added part of me being in London, scrambling for a place to try to watch the game in the middle of the night was also a fun part of it. But you guys being there, the DT effect in the air, that was a just a special one, a type of win that you don't get to see very often, and one that I'll always remember where I was when I watched it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one, man. That was legendary. That was definitely history in the making. We was there, man. It was the best comeback of all time, so that's definitely up there. But I'm a defense guy, man. I
Yeah.
don't like us. I don't like the situation we put ourselves in before we stormed back. But I love that game also, though. I love that game.
Facts. All right, coach of the year. This could be any assistant? Obviously Sean's up there too. Who do you got?
Uh, I'll probably go Sean, man. It's a real close race, Sean and Vance, but Sean is the leader, man. He the one who got to stand in front of the room and sell something that everybody in the room got to buy. If everybody buy in, we end up in the AFC Championship game. So I thought he did an amazing job, man, just making the city, making our building believe. Man, I had a lot of conversations with Sean, man. If you just see how he go about his day, his work, man, it's genius like, man. So it's hard to do. It's hard to do, man, to get the city and the whole building to buy in what you selling. And he did it, man. We had injuries, man. We faced a lot of adversity. He kept these guys positive and shit. He had the city feeling like we about to go win this AFC Championship game with Stiddy. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how convincing this dude is, man. So I got to give it to Sean, man. Uh, give him an A for the season, man. You get a grade out of a nice A for the season. He was the coach of the year, in my opinion, man. What he did with the offense, it struggled at times. Defense picked us up in big games when we needed buckets in fourth quarters. Sean, Bo, they both came through. And Sean had a lot to do with it because he was dialing shit up for real. So I'll go Sean Payton.
I love it, and that's probably where I would have gone. But we'll go a little role reversal. You can take the offensive guy. I'll take the defensive guy and give mine
Sure.
to Vance Joseph. Um, and this is maybe like an achievement award that dates back to the loss to Miami when we gave up 70 points. It feels like a
Yep.
fever dream at this point. Like, how could that have ever happened? But from then till now, and then also, last year we lead the league in sacks, and everyone kind of thinks, oh, maybe it's a fluke. There was discussions about whether or not Nick Bonito should be re-signed because was it a one-hit wonder for him?
Right.
And they answer the bell on that. They lead the league in sacks again, have more than they had last year. There's no Dre Greenlaw at the beginning of the season, no problem. Justin Cernad fills in and plays great. You lose Pat for really what ended up being 4 games. You go undefeated in those 4 games. You lose Brandon Jones at the end of the season. No big fall off. Like the way that
Not at
Vance
all.
was able to cover up for absences to answer the bell when it comes to repeating the performance they did last year was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was, man. Shout out to Vance and that defense. Amazing year, bro. Amazing year.
All right, let's go rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year, I gotta go Harvey, man. Harvey stepped up. Running back went down. He had to step up and be the starter. Different from the role he played the first 10 weeks. So, hey, man, I feel like he stepped up, man. He gave it all he had. He did a great job. Shit, he was up for Rookie of the Week 4 or 5 times, man. He came in and played well. He played like a vet, man. Caught the ball out the backfield. He made big plays in the fourth quarter. Some of these big games, man. So, gotta go Harvey.
Yeah, I think that one is pretty obvious. I love what Pat Bryant did. I think he
Hmm.
could be a candidate here. It's just him not being healthy often makes it tough. And then in the end of the day, like the object of the game is to get the ball in that box, and RJ Harvey did
Right.
it a dozen times as a rookie. It's incredibly impressive. All right, how about play of the year?
Play of the year. I gotta go Pat, man. I gotta go Pat. Green Bay interception, man. It was a turning point of the game. It was a big game for us. And, the momentum was kind of in the air. I feel like, boom, he picked that. It swung the momentum for us, not only in that game, but for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Once we beat the dog shit out Green Bay, people started to say, oh, hold on. The Broncos is for real. So I think that play got a lot of people to believe that we for real, man. So I go Pat with the Superman diving, pick on the post, man. Psh, a cornerback's dream.
Yeah. I'll go the play that looked very similar. And maybe I'm cheating a little bit picking a play in the playoffs, but Jaquan's pick, I just hate. I
Oh
feel like
yeah.
he's not getting enough credit for it because people are too busy bitching and moaning and whining about whether or not it was a pick or not. It was a pick, and it was one of the more just like who wants it more playoff game on the line type of plays that I just feel like deserve so much praise that Jaquan just went and just beasted that guy and took the ball away from him and saved the day for the Broncos.
Man, he did. That's an amazing play, man. And you see a lot of cornerbacks panic in those situations and not stay poised, not just finish the play how he finished it, man. To finish that play like that, man, that's showed great poise, man. In a big situation like that, that's a money-making play, Quan. I'm telling you, man. So no matter if they glazing you for it right now, when it's time to get paid, that play definitely gonna come up, brother. So shout out to Quan for that, for sure.
Great point. All right, last one here. Player of the year.
Player of the year is Bo Nix. Of course, man. Bo came out, showed his ass, man. He had a lot of doubters through the season, through some of these not so big games, Raiders and other not so big games. But every time we had a big game, we had a big moment, Bo showed up, man. Green Bay game against the Texans and that top defense, man. We struck their ass in the fourth. Game after game, Buffalo in the playoffs. It was game after game, man. He showed up in the fourth, Kansas City, before they was out of there. We really put them out of there. But game after game, Bo showed up, man, locked in, and showed that clutch gene. So player of the year, Bo, man. Wish he could have finished it, but even without the finish, amazing season. Amazing season. So player of the year, I'm going Bo Nix.
Yeah, there's no way I could go any other way with it. He's going to end up being responsible, him and Sean together, but like for bringing Broncos country back. And just
Yep.
watch this offseason, the way that this fan base rallies around him and defends him and, does the things that this fan base does when it's at their best. And I'm so impressed with his first 2 seasons in this league. And in the end, like, this is a guy who I have to redo the math, but I believe he ended this being tied for the most game-winning drives by anyone ever in their first 2 years in the league. And no matter how you feel about what things look like in the middle of the second quarter or the early third quarter, you just know that when that ball gets in his hands at the end of the game, he has a slow heartbeat. He's like smiling on the sidelines before he gets it. He
Yep.
lives for that shit. And that gives me so much confidence in what his career is going to look like in this city.
Exactly, man. And the guys love him. That's what you want to see too. You want to see how the teammates respond to him, man. And you go in that building, man, the guys love Bo. You know what I'm saying? That's very important, man. So MVP of the season, Bo Nix.
Love it. Everyone's high on Bo Nix, and we're also high on Strawberry Fields. Get over to our friends at Strawberry Fields, where they've got locations across the state: Denver, Pueblo, Trinidad, and Downeyville, right on the side of I-70 if you're going up to the mountains. So there's probably a Strawberry Fields right along your route wherever you're headed in this great state. Check out the online menu and payment options to skip the line and get in and out fast. And get straight back to the couch even faster. They carry a huge range of products, including premium flower, vapes, edibles, infused drinks, tinctures, concentrates, topicals, you name it. They run solid deals every day as well, so make sure you're a part of their loyalty program so you can grab high-quality products without breaking the bank. And don't forget, if you go over to our friends over at Strawberry Fields and use the code DNVR, you're going to get a buy one, get one free on any 2 products. Limit 1 per order. Must be 21 and over with a valid ID to purchase. More info at strawberryfieldscannabis.com. All right, moving along here on the No Lie Zone presented by Underdog Fantasy. And let's get into this offseason a little bit. Just kind of set the stage for what is most important and what we're going to be looking at, because this is a fun part of a journey with a team where the Broncos are now in this position where it's like, okay, how are we going to put the finishing touches on making this a Super Bowl championship roster? And, just to call it back a little bit, Aqib, you were a part of that. You were a part of the Broncos saying, hey, what do we need? Who do we need? What is the missing ingredient to win a
Yep.
championship? And one of those answers was Aqib Talib. So what do you think is, kind of the priorities of this offseason? What do they need to do?
I think the defense is set, man. John Frank is the only guy who's kind of up in the air. He probably gonna go get a bag, but hopefully we can retain him. But I think even if we don't, man, we got a lot of depth on the defensive line. We'll be okay. Uh, all the rest of the guys are set. So the defense is straight to me. We got to just try to keep Vance. You know what I'm saying? We keep Vance, we in the door. Uh, offense, I just think we need maybe one more playmaker, man. A guy you could bring in early in the offseason, let him build that camaraderie, let him be a part of the team. I ain't like it, a playmaker coming in mid-season, because all the camaraderie, ego kind of shit. But I think if you get him in there in April and let him be a part of the team, man, it'll flow right how it needs to flow. So a playmaker, man, playmaker either in the backfield or outside receiver, man, or slot receiver, tight end. I think just some type of playmaker on offense. Back, tight end, receiver.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. And I talked about this on the DNVR Broncos podcast yesterday, just about watching the Rams Seahawks game after our game. Now, very different conditions and different shapes of football games, but you watch those games and it's just like Puka Nakua and JSN and even Cooper Kupp, and you just go down the line and like Kenneth Walker. These are just big time playmakers who make game changing plays.
Yep.
They're guys who every time it gets to, third and six, the defense's first priority is, okay, how do we stop Puka from getting this ball? How do we stop JSN from getting this ball?
Right.
And we don't have that. So I guess my follow up to you is, how would you address that? Is that a free agency thing? Is that you're going to have to try and make some noise in the draft type of thing? What do you think?
Whatever presents itself. Like, man, I think if you at a spot in the draft and it's a guy who's right there, we could trade down a few picks and get him, and you think he's the playmaker that we need to make a difference, I think you go young. Ain't nothing wrong with going young. Or if it's a guy in free agency who we feel like, man, this is the guy put us over the top, you can't go wrong either one. So I don't really know who that guy is. So I don't know if we draft him. I don't know if we get him in free agency. But I know it's some guys out there. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just whatever presents itself for real.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's a bunch of different ways to do it. And, a guy like Breece Hall is available. Maybe he's, an answer for you in the backfield. Maybe Waddle, that opportunity presents itself again for you. And this offense now, Talanoa Hufanga, when he joined this team last year, mentioned Bo Nix actually as one of the reasons why he did it. He said, like, I saw something in him that gave me confidence. Well, he was early, but now, you're going to see that from a lot of people who are looking around saying, okay,
Oh yeah.
I'll go play with that guy. I'll go play with Sean Payton. Like, these guys are going to be making noise for a long time.
Oh yeah. It's appealing. Denver is appealing, man. If you a big time wide out, you feel like, oh, I can go there and win a chip. With that defense, this quarterback, this coordinator, I can go there and win a chip, man. So same with a big time running back or whatever. So it's not like one of those not so good destinations guys don't want to go there and play. Nah, guys that love Denver, man. Yeah, you got Strawberry Fields, you know what I'm saying? You got you feel me? You got everything you need out there, man. So you feel me? It's very appealing to free agents.
I love it. Could this team be better next year? I mean, you talked about JFM. That's probably the biggest potential loss. You've got both Justin Cernat and Alex Singleton are going to be free agents. I assume you're probably going to bring back one of those two to pair alongside
Mm-hmm.
Greenlaw. Is there a world in which, they either bring back JFM, replace JFM, and actually have a better overall roster next year?
I think there is a way they can bring him back, man. He want to be there, so that's what matters. Uh, that's the first and foremost. He got to want to be there. I think John Frank want to be there, and after that, I think it's not like he's finna go get 100 mil or nothing crazy, right? So I think it's a way that you bring him back. You bring, like you said, one of the two linebackers back, and we be another year in this defense, and that's gonna make us better. You let these guys play another year in this system, that's gonna make them better, man. So I think it's a way we have at least the same or no drop off at all as far as the defensive roster.
And it's crazy because that very rarely happens in the NFL. And of course, there will be changes, small or big. We'll end up seeing how much change there is. But, essentially, this team ran it back from last year to this year. And you saw the improvement that they made. For them to be able to run it back with mostly the same core 3 years in a row is rare and could be huge. And then the last kind of part of that is just the coaching staff. I got the feeling listening to Jonathan Cooper yesterday that that Vance
I heard that interview.
told these guys that he's going to be back next year. So that's one of the biggest ones. It sounds like Jim Leonard is still going to be back there because he didn't get poached by the Packers. Davis Webb is probably the biggest potential loss on the coaching staff, which would be a big loss. But man, the opportunity to kind of do this thing again is right there. And I think that Sean Payton, he is not a coach. Well, I know that Sean Payton is not a coach who says like, all right, let's play this thing safe. Let's sit back. Now he says, I feel it. Send the chips to the middle of the table.
Oh yeah, man. He's gonna go all out while he got this team. Cause them windows close fast, man. This defense will not we may come back and have the core pieces, the majority nine of the same starters on this defense. The following year, I promise it'll be different. It'll be 4 or 5 guys gone. I don't even know their contracts. I just know how this shit work. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be 4 or 5 guys gone. It's gonna switch up because it always does. So, man, if we able to keep Vance, if we lose Davis Webb, man, he's a great coach, but he don't call the plays. Sean called the plays. So at the end of the day, you want the guy who called the plays. That's the guy you want to stand. So I think we good, man. Sean Payton, Vance Joseph, we keep them in the building. Get one more playmaker on offense, man. I think we'd be ready to go.
Yeah, and if you have to replace Davis Webb, it's going to be an incredibly appealing position because people will see what just happened with Davis Webb, and say, okay, let me go learn under Sean Payton, and then I'm going to get my call as well because I'll have that, that part of me. And they've got people in the building too that I think could be really good candidates to be promoted and take that job. Okay, I think that wraps up the offseason part of this. Let's finish off here with a little bit of higher or lower presented by Underdog Fantasy. Download the app, create an account, and use that code NLZ with our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Last week we went through the games and we said higher or lower on all the different stats, which is super easy to do, and you should do it over at Underdog. But since we don't have a game this week, and we'll be previewing the big game next week, I want to just do a little different style of higher or lower. So I'll toss these at you, Aqib, and we can talk them through. Higher or lower, your confidence in Drake May after what you saw in the AFC Championship and his ability to go out there in the Super Bowl.
Higher or lower? Well, if we talking about from what he was in the regular season, I probably would have been higher. Now, as the playoffs came, man, his players, he turned the ball over a little bit. It was a crazy storm in Denver, so he wasn't able to do much in that storm. But before the storm, he still wasn't able to do much. So I'm leaning towards lower, but at the end of the day, Drake found a way to do just enough to win that game with his legs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm all about. I don't really care about the stats. I care about, can you get it done? And Drake's been able to get it done all year. So shootout or a low scoring game, man, I gotta go higher, man. I gotta ride with what he's been doing. The play may have declined a little bit in the playoffs because it's the playoffs, right? Shit get a little serious, and he went against the number 1 defense, number 2 defense, shit, number 5 defense, number 6 defense. Like, he going against real tough defenses in these playoffs. So he's still winning the game. So I gotta go higher.
Fair. I think I would go lower, and it's just because I didn't see that slow heartbeat Bo Nix thing from him in that game. I felt like his heartbeat went up, and on the other side with Sam Darnold, I feel like he's actually elevated his game in these playoffs. So when it comes to what we're going to see in the Super Bowl, I'm a little bit worried about Drake. All right, let's
Yeah.
go. Bo Nix, higher or lower than the 10th best quarterback in the NFL right now?
Ooh, 10th best. I think he probably right around that 10, man. So you asking Lee, you know I'm biased, baby. I'm going higher. I'm gonna put him right at around 8, 9, 10. I'll get him right around there, man. So I'm going higher. It's some guys you could argue. That's gonna be the Jared Goff, the Jordan Love, the Baker Mayfield, right in there. The Drake May, the Jaden Dang, all them guys gonna be right in there in that 8, 9, 10. I'm biased, baby. I'm putting Bo in front of them guys.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to maybe doing a full rankings, or at least doing like a top 15 at some point this offseason, because I have a feeling Bo Nix is going to land higher for a lot of people
Oh yeah.
than you think. There was a lot of players who were in that area who did not play well this season, such as like CJ Stroud,
Yep.
who would have been in that top
Yep.
10 probably going into this year. So I'm higher as well. Higher or lower, your confidence in the Broncos offensive line after their performance on Sunday?
I'm higher, man. I mean, Quinn got beat 2 times. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Hey, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah,
The O line didn't do a terrible job on Sunday. At the end of the day, we had our backup QB, man. You put Bo in there and let one of them guys pick a side like they was doing. Bo gonna pick the other side and make them pay. You know what I'm saying? He'll slow that rush down. He make you really have those disciplined rush lanes and 2-gap stuff. And that sometimes that give him more time because the threat of him running, you can't just rush him like that. So when you block for 19 or however many games, 18 weeks one way, then you got to switch it up the last week, man. Shit gonna be different, man. When you can't throw in the blizzard and guys can just pin their ears back and rush, shit gonna be different. So I don't think they played bad at all, man. I'm definitely still higher. They definitely still one of the top O lines in the league.
For sure. And to me, it's hard to answer. My confidence in Bo Nix helping out the offensive line went way up. Like, you realized that a lot of those stats that they ranked really high in was a team stat between the offensive line and Bo. And so my confidence rests in the fact that Bo Nix helps his offensive line. And you see the best quarterbacks that have done it in this game. None of them needed the best offensive line. Now, when they had the great offensive lines, that's when you saw them put up crazy numbers. But you've seen
Right.
Peyton Manning, you've seen Tom Brady. They have a big injury on the offensive line, or they, don't have the best line that year, and it just doesn't matter.
You don't even notice.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Higher or lower? 13 and a half wins for the Broncos next season. Obviously, this is way too early because we're not going to know exactly what the team looks, but can they repeat that performance?
Yeah, I think they can. I think it'll be a 12, 13 win season for them. So if it's 13 and a half, that's 14 wins. So I might be just a little bit lower, but I think 12, 13 wins would be just fine for us. That'll win the division, or that'll give us the fifth seed or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I like us for 12, 13 wins next year.
For sure, and we'll circle back to that one in training camp when we know what this team actually looks
Of
like.
course.
Be a much more fair. Um, Higher or lower than 5 games attended by Aqib Talib next season?
5 games next year. My
How did you
average
get?
is usually about 3, maybe
Okay, 3.
4, but hey, we doing big things now, so I might have to hit a couple more, man. And my young bulls, they had a great time at the game, so I gotta get them back, man. So higher. It's gonna be no less than 5, so higher.
Here's what I thought too. Like you could do some doubles where you come in, go see Yamil in Boulder on a Saturday and see the
Exactly.
Broncos
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Sunday.
There you go. There you go. RK. It's definitely gonna be a lot of doubles. So definitely higher because I'm gonna be in Colorado a little bit more this season. You know what I'm saying? So definitely higher, man. It might be 6 or 7.
Let's go. Uh, I want to finish with this because, well, I actually have 2 last things. One, because I just want to pound this point for the people who are talking crazy. Confidence in Sean Payton after this season, higher or lower?
Very higher, man. As you see the job he's done, man. If we told you by year 3, Sean to have his second year quarterback in the AFC chip, everybody will vote higher. You know what I'm saying? So you wake up, you panic, you do all that crazy shit, man. Hey, Sean doing this damn thing. I'm definitely higher, man. He's gonna keep raising the org like this.
All right, last thing I have for you today, because I just want to hear your opinion on it. Not higher or lower. Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowler. Just what's your thoughts?
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Well, first of all, there's probably a lot of AFC quarterbacks who got the call and just declined to go because whatever reason, Herbert probably broke up, Bo Nix broke up, uh, Patty ain't going, Lamar broke up, Burrow probably like, nah, I'm recovering, I'm getting right. He ain't trying to do that. So there's probably a lot of quarterbacks who declined. And shit, if you go off fan votes, Shador not gonna be far down that list. You feel me? And then it's a popularity contest. That's what the Pro Bowl is, and he's one of the most popular guys in the league, man. And then he came in, he played well. He won 3 games for the Browns. He went 3-4 for the Browns. Like, man, he came in, he won games. He had a game where he threw for 304 touchdowns. Man, he deserved it. If they went down the list, Shador name definitely came up where it came up at. And I went to the Pro Bowl a few times, right, RK? It's always some guys you like, bro, how this guy get in as a replacement before this guy? It's every year. So we can't make a big deal about it because it's Shador. I mean, of course, that's what they do. But come on, man. I was in Tampa with 4 picks, 5 picks, 6 picks. My first 3 years. I didn't go to the Pro Bowl as a replacement or nothing. You feel me? Like,
Mhm.
so it's just a popularity contest. I wasn't popular enough. You know what I'm saying? So all pros is about the stats and what kind of season you had. The Pro Bowl is about how popular you are. You know what I'm saying? You got to play good to create a fan base, and then you probably go to the Pro Bowl. So it is what it is, man. The guy is one of the money makers of the league. They know what they doing, man. Get that guy in the Pro Bowl for real.
I love it too, and I saw the news and I just started laughing because I knew how mad it was going to make people, and that makes me happy because I just love watching those people squirm. But it, I'm happy for him, and I'm happy that he's going to get that opportunity. I hope he goes and gets to hang out with some of the best players in the league. And you're right,
Yep.
it's in every other league. It's called the All-Star game. That's how big of a star
Right.
you are, and there's not too
Exactly.
many bigger stars than he is.
Right. Sometimes the big stars don't have like me. I remember my last Pro Bowl. I ain't really had that good of a season. It was an average regular season. I ain't do too much. I still made the Pro Bowl because I was a big household name. I still had a huge no-fly zone fan base. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I seen plenty guys like, bro been getting roasted all year. He made the Pro Bowl. I went through that, man, so many times. So it is what it is. Shador ain't the first one who people feel like, man, he shouldn't have made it, and he made it. He ain't the first one. He ain't gonna be the last one, man. So just congratulations to those guys who get that opportunity.
Amen. And I bet you the NFL will be very happy that he was there when the ratings come up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I guarantee it.
All right, that's gonna do it for us this week. Next time you see us, Aqib and I will be recording a show out in Santa Clara, so we'll be together for that one. That'll be really fun, and we'll let you guys know when it's going to drop once we get our schedules lined up out there at the Super Bowl. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, and we will see you next time on the No Lie Zone.